This is a little tutorial on the GT headlight mechanisms and how to set them up inside the car. Seems to be a lot of confusion on this. So I've got a car I need to fit them in right now for body work. So it kind of works out that I can do this part of the video. Now notice these. I got two of these that have, you know, actually pink overspray on them. And the first thing on this is to make sure that everything is in order on these and understand how they work. Basically, on the end of this, you should have a thin washer on the top, and these roll pins in here, they should be flush. Well, I noticed on this one it didn't have the washer, but the roll pins were pretty flush, except for this one that could easily be hammered back. So I was a little confused, and then I got to looking, and I noticed that a previous owner had put the washer underneath. So I'm going to pull those off, and I'm going to switch that washer back to where it should go, to be like this. But anyways, regardless, how these work is you've got a lever arm that'll be connected to this. Now this is going to be a passenger side. It's only got one micro switch on it, and it's hard to see, but this has kind of got a nice little point to it, and so does the other side. If it'll show up, yeah, it's got a nice little point there. And what happens is when this is locked in place on one side or the other, and it's kind of hard to do by hand, but when this is locked in place, this lever's over off to the one side of it. So when you pull your headlight handle, and it activates a cable, it's going to pull this way. And when it pulls that, it's got just a short little distance where that point is going to hit the end of that bar right there. And what that is, that's connected to the actual lock. So that's when you hit your headlight cable pretty abruptly. You know, you kind of got to bump it. What you're doing is you're bumping loose these switches. Now, you can stretch these springs a little bit to make that effort a little easier, but I found I've just gone back to leaving them how they are. But I'll mainly unlock this one by lifting this up, and you see how that moves out of its way, where that lever can go all the way over. And basically that's turning it over, and you know, with the weight of it, it's gonna lock into this position. And then it's the same thing, it's gonna have to bump the lock loose to get them to unlock. So that's how they work. Now, one thing I like to do on these is I want to check that all three holes are clear and the threads are good. And I also want to check that all these threads are good. I can take it from here. I can kind of I'll lightly sandblast this, and then I'll wash it down, and then I'll probably spray it with some silver paint just to clean them up, and then I'll lube all these areas with white grease, especially this arm. You can watch and check that all the teeth engage on this. There will be one tooth that looks like it's broken. That is how it's supposed to be. So you can go through those and clean them up, and then we'll go to the next step.